we must address a lie, because at the beginning of quarantine, we were told Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't have access to a hoop and all of this.
He said it.
He wasn't going to be able to be part of the horse competition on ESPN because of that reason. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
So
Bucks forward.
Anybody out there that thought that didn't have access to a gym, they don't really know me. So I just said that, tried to get a little bit ahead of the competition.
So he fooled us, right?
How dare you? You know what? LeBron's my MVP.
That is. He's done, right?
You know what? You're going to come out here and try and deceive us to get the edge out here? No. LeBron's the MVP now.
It did seem odd he didn't have access to a hoop, right?
Well, it seemed especially odd. You saw that video Rachel Nichols posted yesterday in there of him just draining threes and putting fear into the hearts of everyone watching that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Not a guy that size doing that. But, though you did think maybe he didn't when we watched the horse competition. Who was the guy? For one guy had to go to like a neighbor's house or whatever, some rickety basket he was using, while the winner had like their own court and their own house. It was ridiculous. So I don't think it was as far-fetched at the time when you weren't supposed to be leaving your house that you think he couldn't get up shots, but he was pulling one over on us.
Yeah, it was all an elaborate ruse for a guy who looks like he somehow got taller during quarantine, which is terrifying. But seeing him out there knocking down threes, this is the one thing, like everything, all of the stuff that we said about Ben Simmons and the people that have resisted the idea of him needing to add a three-pointer to his repertoire. We just wanted what was good for you. And now in all this, Giannis is showing you, my God, if you've got a 7-foot ball handler who can add a three-pointer to his game in any meaningful way, now you talk about, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, but potentially being able to go into this bubble and walk out with hardware.
I mean, listen, that's what's for him. He has been considered the best player in the game, winning the MVP. He's going to probably win Defensive Player, as you mentioned, of the year as well. He needs that ring. He needs that ring. Milwaukee, I'm sure they know they need to at least get close to it to have him want to stay there and sign that max deal at some point for $252 million, so then they can bring other free agents to try and come there as well.
Yeah, and it really is like we've had the same debate all year about the championship window for certain teams, and the Lakers, we obviously understand theirs is because LeBron James and the constant, worry about aging in that situation, but the Bucks might be even more real. LeBron has defied age time and time again through the course of this, and so to say that next year he wouldn't be able to come back, still be playing, like we're talking about him legitimately an MVP consideration at this age, leading the league in assists for the first time in his career, the oldest player to do so at 35 years old, him coming back and bucking that trend again next year isn't really all that far-fetched, but Milwaukee being able to hang on to Giannis if things continue to fall short of a championship is a much more realistic outcome. That departure is a much more realistic specter hanging off in the distance. So it seems like theirs is the most pressing case in all this, especially for a guy looking for the first one.
I would agree, because you look at teams nowadays winning championships, multiple stars. Even when LeBron won it in Cleveland, they had Kyrie Irving. I know you have Chris Middleton. He's the next guy in line, obviously, there with Giannis as the 1-2 punch going on there. But it would be it would be very interesting for them to be able to win it with that one true superstar. You kind of have the Batman in Middleton. Are you putting him up there with some of the other, the multiple stars in Golden State or the multiple stars in Miami, when LeBron was there? Or if the Lakers were to win it this year, obviously the multiple stars in LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, it would probably at this point have to be much more along the lines of what Toronto did last year with Kawhi.
Exactly right.
One extraordinary, otherworldly player, and a lot of other really good
That's what it would be like,
nearing the top of their game.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.